Hello all, this is Zimnala coming at you with another adventure in the game of Demise, Rise of the Kutan. We're going to be continuing our lore readouts with our friend Sticky Fingers. And yeah, that's the current plan. So let's come check out the library. What do we got going on here? So when we last left off, we'd finished off with the maces, which I believe leads right into the axes. We could probably slap the hammers in on this too, so we can get the hammers and axes in this. And after devils, we're gonna start getting into our elementals. Now this is actually a bit of a smaller group. Do we wanna... No, let's stick with the plan. I think 3 things at a time is plenty. Just considering they're... That's the format I've been going with. I think it makes the titles too long otherwise, so if they're shorter, it's whatever. Yeah, without further ado, we've got our first friend, the kill art. Small balls of electrical energy that can give off a sharp jolt of electricity. Kill arts are considered extremely weak elementals. And you have the electrical menace. A ball of energy is what describes this being. It's wise not to get too close to it, as its electrical attack can prove to be too much for those that are unprepared. Somewhat larger than kill arts, hen arts are capable of unleashing powerful blasts of electrical energy on contact. Their very nature makes them very difficult to injure. We have the ball lightning. Hard to hit and difficult to harm. These shifty masses of sentient air are often detected by the exceptionally dry atmosphere that moves around them as they draw moisture out of the air. This moisture is somehow converted into electrical pulses that zap anyone who gets struck by this creature. We have the Spazu Fire, the first of the fire elementals. The Spazu Fire doesn't do much aside from throw fire at you. With some good fire protection, you should have no trouble with it. And then we start reaching the more advanced wisps on the deep floors. Like, there's a big, gap in how... and just how difficult the enemies are for a while, so... I knew this was going to be a short one. There's lots of elementals deep, but there aren't so many elementals in the middle levels. So, yeah. Now we will pop back over to the item list. So we start off with the bronze battle axe. Made of bronze, this axe is easily damaged in battle and is fairly unwieldy. However, it is one of the most effective weapons available to novice adventurers. Then you have the Axe of the Blackguard. A well-made iron battle axe. A powerful curse makes it draw vitality from the bearer, dropping all attributes. Yep, it sure does that. It's one of the early cursed items. Then have the Iron Battle Axe. The iron head of this axe can bite deeper into an enemy, causing more damage than a bronze axe. We have the Steel Battle Axe. With its very good balance and its steel head, this axe is capable of cutting deeply into a foe and doing much damage. And we have a specialty weapon. This is actually gotten primarily by the Dwarven Lord. Delvar's War Axe. It's not the only enemy that can drop it, it's just the first one that can. Named for the famous dwarven hero Delvar, these double-bladed dwarven war axes are normally only carried by dwarven lords. See, as I said, made from fine steel, they are powerful weapons, capable of 2 blows per round and critically hitting their enemies. Anyone carrying one of these axes gains some of the hardiness of the dwarves, as reflected in a higher constitution. It is also rumored that they are especially effective against giants. Then we have the Adamantite Battle Axe. crafted from adamantite. These axes are capable of causing deep, deadly wounds on whoever they hit. Their good balance permits 2 blows every round. We have the Woodman's Axe. This is actually a newer item. It doesn't seem to have too much going on with it that's special though. Equally adept at chopping wood or chopping necks, this axe inflicts double damage on the tree-like indigene, which is a type of monster, the tree guys. We have another cursed item, the lead axe. Though it appears to be an adamantite axe on inspection. When picked up, the adventurer rapidly discovers that an illusion has masked the true nature of the weapon. Both the head and handle are made from lead, and its weight makes it difficult to use in combat. Its sheer weight effectively reduces the bearer's strength and dexterity. There is one bright point though. The dead weight that makes it such a poor weapon means that it will do a great deal of damage to anyone actually hit by one of these things. Yeah, I guess it probably has a decent modifier, but it's not worth it. Don't ever try to use it. Then you have the Axe of Infliction. Created by dwarven smiths, this powerful, well-balanced adamantite axe is capable of 2 swings per round and causing great wounds. In fact, it is so nimble a weapon that one can parry with it, giving a good defensive boost. Got the Midnight Battle Axe, the finest axes made by human smiths. These Mythanite tools of war are capable of critically hitting an enemy and doing a great deal of damage even on a normal hit. The lightweight of the material added to the superb balance of the weapon permits 3 strikes to be made each round. Then we have the Axe of Power, the dwarven version of the Mythanite axe. This mighty double-bladed wonder is supremely balanced and capable of 3 strikes per round. It can critically hit enemies, though normal hits do terrible amounts of damage anyway. Then we start getting the fancy new weapons. We got the Ulash's Rage, which is a barbarian weapon, I believe. Ulash Iron Hand was infamous for entering a berserker rage during combat, which seemed to strongly augment his already impressive fighting skills. This axe is so named because it too augments the strength, stamina, and dexterity of a highly skilled barbarian, complementing the impressive base damage potential of this weapon. We have the Cursed Flesh Biter. This axe is so heavy that it slows the bearer down a bit. However, it makes up for it by giving a little boost to the wielder's strength. It is very good at hitting its target and inflicts a respectable amount of damage. The user could be cautioned, however. The Flesh Biter is cursed and it may be fatal if equipped for too long. I imagine this thing actually hurts you over time, is my guess. We got another cursed item, the Axe of Agony. A ritual weapon of the masochistic brotherhood of painful death. What a name. This axe's appearance is highly deceptive. Leather wrappings on the shaft of this plain steel axe conceal spells of bane and woe that cause its wielder's hands to feel as if they've been dipped in a cauldron of lava and searing acid. The resulting agony affects muscles and nerves, greatly reducing strength, stamina, and dexterity. The pain its bearer suffers has a detrimental effect on charisma. Its high accuracy and power is little solace to the suffering victim carrying it. Of course, what a good and fun weapon. What a name for a guild. Axes of Darkness. So this goes off with Axes of Darkness, few of which are known to exist, are the only dwarven-made axes imbued with magic. Although only marginally better than the Dwarven Axe of Power, its critical hit ability is boosted by a shadow of darkness that seeps from the blade every swing, freezing enemies where they stand. In addition, they are capable of casting the spell Impending Doom many times. And we got the final one of the War Axes. You got the War Axe of Sen, which I think is the ultimate barbarian weapon. Sen, a tiny province which birthed Ulash Iron Hand and many of the same ilk produces highly coveted barbarian war axes. They require extreme skill, but an adept fighter becomes a whirlwind of destruction. By itself, the axe has incredible hit protection and damage capabilities. Pictographs worked into the leather hand grip boost strength, stamina, and dexterity, raising the probability of landing a critical blow. Just the sight of a fighter carrying this weapon is enough to cause many dungeon denizens, the smarter ones to be sure, to flee for their lives. Oh, I bet. And then we head on into the hammers, which are also a pretty short group. Starting with the iron hammer. This large, unwieldy hammer requires 2 hands to use and isn't all that effective in combat. However, its sheer size causes a certain amount of hesitation in enemies, making them a little easier to hit and a little less likely to strike the one wielding the weapon. That's its way of saying you get a defensive boost. Then we have the Warhammer, with its heavy iron head and well-balanced handle. This is one of the most effective weapons that can be discovered early on. Its better balance permits 2 attacks per round. Then we have the Smasher, a weapon truly worthy of its name. The Smasher is forged of steel and well-balanced, affording the wielder 2 attacks per round and dealing out enough damage to earn the respect of those on the receiving end. We have another one of the new weapons, the Blacksmith's Sledge, which I don't think has anything special. It can only be used by artisan. Ah, it's an artisan weapon. Because this sledgehammer can be wielded in only one hand, the Artisan Guild has only recently discovered how effective it can be as a fighter's weapon. It can hit the target just as well and provide more protection than other hammers of its class. Not only does it inflict a great deal of base damage, the heat of the forge infused within it adds burn damage to successful blows. The specialized wrappings on its handle provide some protection against burns and give a little boost to its wielder's strength. Then we have the Cursed Lead Hammer. The careless adventurer equipping this hammer likely won't survive long enough to curse his stupidity. Reductions in strength and dexterity, coupled with a decreasing hitting capability and lowered protection, make it very unlikely that a successful hit will land. It's a pity, because its base damage is fairly good, the only benefit this hammer does offer. Then we have another cursed item, Landria's Hammer. Created on a stolen dwarven forge by an evil human smith, these beautiful steel-headed hammers are strongly cursed to hinder the bearer as much as possible in battle and doubt. I like that this guy just stole this dwarven forge. Just like, you know what? I'm gonna give people a bad day. Hilarious. We got Dwarven Hammer. This heavy 2-handed hammer with its adamantite head and ironwood shaft is a powerful weapon capable of causing great injury to anyone or anything hit by it. Its superb balance permits 3 attacks per round, and it goes all the way to the Giant King's Maul. Created by giant smiths and carried by their kings, this massive maul is used one-handed by the great giants, but is usable two-handed by exceptionally powerful adventurers. Apparently, the giants you can be in this are not the great giants, just so you know. They don't get that benefit. It would be a cool benefit to being a large class, though. Its bulk prevents its use for defense, but its incredible balance permits 3 swings per attack round. Its advantage lies in the fact that it is highly likely to hit its target, does massive amounts of damage, and often critically hits. Stories have been told of mighty creatures, difficult for an entire party to slay, laid low by a single blow of this hammer. It is a very strong hammer. I did use it very briefly. Created by dwarven smiths working with powerful sorcerers, this hammer is capable of striking 3 times every round, doing fire damage to its victims. It is also capable of invoking a powerful striking flame, almost a dozen times before exhausting the spell power contained within it. Then we have the Hammer of the Earth. Rare earths mixed into the alloy during forging give this hammer the ability to ground or otherwise stave off most electrical, magical, and stoning attacks, and even ward against some acid attacks. Spells stitched into the leather hand grip strongly augment the bearer's strength and stamina. This hammer is so well designed and balanced that it offers protective ability equal to its ability to hit opponents and inflicts an extraordinary amount of damage with a successful blow. This is a kind of higher level hammer that most guilds can use. Then we have the Hammer of Olandra, first created for the dwarven hero Olandra before the first sealing of the depths. This mighty weapon is capable of causing great injuries to all struck by it. The precision balance permits it to be swung 3 times per round. An enchantment gives the weapon the ability to strike at a distance and return to the wielder, so you can throw it. I think that's what's getting it. It's kind of a mid-level weapon. It has spell strike, which is what it's hinting at, that if it can hit at a range. That's where I started getting the hints on what spell strike might do. Is it basically turns a close weapon into a ranged weapon. But yeah, that is our reading of those 3 classes of items and enemies, and I will catch you next time for another reading of lore with our friend Sticky Fingers. Y'all take care. Bye-bye now.